Good day, my name is Griselda van Wyk, and today we will be looking at the human nervous system. Right, have you ever thought about your nervous system? Did you think about what it looks like? Is it wires? Is it fibers? What does it look like? Now, I've got an answer for you now. If you can look at this picture here, it's a photo of a real human being. And you can see here, there is the brain. There's a spinal cord, and look at all these nerve fibers here into the arms and into the legs. Right, so that is actually what your nervous system looks like. Now, you might wonder, where did I get this photo from? Well, this was a real person who donated his body to this organization that we call Body Worlds. Body Worlds is an international organization which do exhibits across the whole world. They were here in 2010 in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. And I was one of the lucky ones that can go and have a look at it, and it was really great. All these dead people without skin, you could see the muscles, you can see what an eyeball looks like, you could see the ear bones, the bones in the ear, you could see blood vessels. They actually saw some people in half. You could see people from the side, and it was real human beings who obviously donated their bodies after they died. So they actually inject them with some kind of plasticine so that they don't rot and stink up the place. So yeah, it was very interesting, and I couldn't eat that evening. You know, it's like meat was like gross for me. But I would really recommend to you as a life sciences student to go to their website, Body Worlds, and go and have a look at those pictures of those real bodies. And then you will find things like this. So this was an actual human being, the actual brain, These spinal nerves here, not spinal, cranial nerves here, spinal nerves here from the spinal cord, it's actual nerves. So it's really, I would really recommend you to go to this website. But let's move on. Right, so we've been doing the previous lesson, reasons for nervous system. We have done the central nervous system, right? Today we're going to look at the peripheral nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. After that, we will continue with nerve cells, then the reflex arc, and then illnesses of the human nervous system. So it's going to be a very busy day today. Right, but before we go there, we need to do some keywords. Firstly, we have the central nervous system. Central nervous system. Remember, I said in the center, Mr. Venter, that is the central part. Let's go back to that little body. The central part, this part here, that is your central nervous system. Right, the brain and the spinal cord. Right. Next is the cranium. Now, peripheral nervous system. That is the nerves on the outside of the nervous system. So this is your central nervous system. The periphery is on the sides, where you look the sides. So the peripheral nervous system, it's down to your limbs and to the sides, peripheral, away from the central nervous system, right? So it's outside the central nervous system. Then we have the cranium. Remember the last time we did the brain, I told you that you've got a skull, and inside the skull there is a hole or a bony casing where your brain is situated. So that is the cranium, and you need to know that. So the cranium is the place in the skull where the brain is situated. Right, we've already said that. Now we get a nice term here, dorsal. And I think you've heard this term before, and you were wondering, what is dorsal? Now, dorsal is always the back part. The back part, your back. Or if an animal is standing like this, remember his back is on top. So the top part or the back part, that's dorsal. Right? So that's the back part or top part. Next is ventral, which I do not see on this slide. Ventral is the stomach side, your stomach, or if it's an animal, it will be the bottom side of the animal, right? So when they talk about ventral, remember your stomach, and dorsal, your back, right? Afferent is when they conduct inwards. So that would be your peripheral system conducting impulses towards the central nervous system, inwards, right? Efferent will be your central nervous conducting outwards towards the limbs and the organs and the muscles. Right, so the peripheral nervous system, like I said, the periphery, that is consisting of 12 pairs of cranial nerves and 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Now, if you look at this picture, here's our central nervous system. Remember, center, Mr. Fenter. This spidery thing's coming out here, these little lines here, that is your peripheral nervous system. Now, the cranial nerves will be here from the brain, the cranium, and the spinal nerves will come from the spine. So it's really not brain surgery to know this. It's very easy. Brain is cranial, spine is spinal nerves. Right. So what does the peripheral system do? Firstly, it connects the central nervous system to the organs, limbs, and skin, which is kind of important because the central nervous system makes all the decisions. Your brain interprets everything and makes the decisions on how it's going to react to it. Then it carries sensory and motor information to and from the central nervous system. So if something bites you, the senses will send the impulse towards the central nervous. The brain will interpret and send via the motor system back to your muscles to react. Right, so that's what the peripheral nerves do. Thirdly, you have it regulates the involuntary body functions like heartbeat and breathing. I know a lot of lazy people out there. Imagine if you had to now control your own breathing and your heartbeat. I'm telling you, there would have been a lot of dead people, lots. You would not last a minute. So be thankful for your nervous system. And then fourthly, it allows the brain and spinal cord to receive and send information to other areas of the body. So you see a cake, your eyes see the cake, sends the impulse to the brain tells your legs, walk towards the cake, you're walking towards the cake. Your arms are getting the plate, the knife, you're cutting. The brain is telling the mouth to salivate, right, because you're going to eat this cake now, and now you're eating. And that's all you, but your brain is coordinating this whole system. And that is basically what the peripheral nervous system does for you. So be thankful that you have one. We're going to take a short break now, an ad break, and I'll hope to see you after the ad break.